Hello and welcome to MMS Round 8 to Belgian Grand Prix. We're racing in the forest of Spa Francorchamp on the 7.0 kilometer long track. 19 corners make up this circuit with 9 to the right and 10 to the left. That's corners still. Max speed on a tri lap might go at 233 kilometers per hour. It really is a quick circuit. Massive elevation changes, long straights and some corners. It really does make up for a great race. Weather is quite overcast, but dry, so expect some close to the limit racing. Before we go down to the grid for qualifier results, let's have a look at current championship standings. Lucas?
I don't have any of them at the moment.
As we look at the Drivers' Championship, Matthew Turvik and Greg Rikes are tied.
Have they started airing?
And third place at the moment is Alex Toogood. As we look at the Constructors' Championship, we have BMW Williams still leading it rather comfortably with Ferrari behind BMW Williams and McLaren Mercedes third behind. Sorry for a bit messy intro. We have some going on in here. And correction, Dimitri Radov is third in the Drivers' Championship. Now, as we look at the starting order, Dimitri Radov with an amazing lap in qualifying pushes Williams onto pole position, and Jamie Fredriksson is second for Ferrari. Third place in qualifying and fourth place in qualifying, second row, is occupied by the two McLaren's Cubio for the first time, out-qualifying his teammate Michal Valjak. Fifth place, Toyota and Lego Fensuai, strong qualifying. Fifth place for the Toyota driver. And sixth place, we have one of the championship leaders, Matthew Turvik, for Williams. Seventh place on the grid, we have Alex Toogood in the Renault, and eighth place, we have Formula Sam in the BAR Honda. Ninth place on the grid, we have Louis Sage for Jordan, and joining him on that row is joining along in the second of Renaults, yet again out-qualified by his teammate. 11th place on the grid, we have the first of Jaguars of Quinton Wells, and joining him on that row is Connor Johnson in the Jordan. 13th place, we have Aaron Curtis in the second of Toyotas, and joining him on 7th row is Jack Rock in the Minardi. 15th place, we have the final driver who actually qualified, and it's Jakob Kubicek, who got held by his teammate in qualifying. And the rest are who got, for some reason, disqualified in qualifying, but we'll talk about that later. Casper Borgeland is 16th. Riker Rikes, second driver who got disqualified in qualifying for Ferrari, 17th. John Voda, 18th. Ben Missouri, 19th. And Milo Ceresnia, 20th. The 5 drivers got disqualified for exceeding the allowed laps in qualifying, but now we are heading to the 5 red lights on the grid. It's quite cold, the track temperature, so expect some lockoffs into turn 1. 5 red lights, and it's light down. A rather good start on Dimitri Radov going to the inside, but can Radov maybe hold on to the first place?
Very wide.
Radov loses a lot of places as Kubicek is out. Has lost his front wing. Jamie Fredriksson gets P1. Michal Valjak jumps to second. Radov loses places third. Turvik and Cubio going side by side through Eau Rouge. That was an amazing start for the Ferrari and a bad start for the Williams driver of Radov. As we have a look what happened to Kubicek. Did he just turn to the wrong side? Or did he get punted to the wrong side? Oh, he just... Okay, Kubicek just decided. Did he get hit from the back?
Yeah. No idea what he's doing.
So Kubicek just decided, you know what, it's a right corner, but I'm gonna turn left. As now going to the chicane after the camel circle, and Michal Valjak make a move on the Ferrari. Yes, he can, and Cubio maybe tries to follow his teammate to make it to McLaren 1-2, and he has done so. It's a McLaren 1-2, Valjak ahead of Cubio, and the Ferrari of Jamie Fredriksson is third, but getting on attack by the Williams of Radov. Trying to make up places what he lost in at the start. Lego Fensuai is trying to attack the championship leader of Turvik and gets round the outside of the corner without a name. And now Chune Lelong, who's also a good start, round the outside of Plumont on the Williams driver. And Alex Toogood going even wider in Plumont, trying to follow his teammate through and overtake Turvik. Remember, Alex Toogood is also sort of in the championship fight. So it's good for the driver, and now the Renaults are going side by side. Alex Toogood getting better of his teammate Lalonde, but Leno going side on the outside of the step alone 1 and gets the move done. Two Jordans in the background of battling. Formula Sam has lost places. Fredriksson has lost places, but he's still ahead of the Williams of Radev. The Jordans going side by side as Formula Sam is trying to sniff a move to, I believe it's the Williams of Turvik. Now Lewis H and Johnson going side by side, going to the chicane as Turvik punts Alex Duguid out of the way, entering the bus stop. But does he get the move done? I believe he can.
Rex corner cutting the last corner there, we could see there. Bus stop. A lot of tyre touching in the bus stop as well.
As now we're looking at the replays, there's some carnage going into turn 1. The Jordan hit the back of Alex Duguid and lost his front wing. Rex is trying to keep out of the trouble. We are on board the BR Honda Ben Misery, trying to the back of Jakwak, who got dragged as it. And Rex was really lucky to keep his rear wing in that situation. Rex hasn't even made any places up yet. He's trying to be cautious to not make any rash moves. As now Wells is getting the better, not better, but he's getting the slipstream from the Jordan.
Down the Kemmel Straight, or maybe
the two McLaren side by side for the lead. Cubio on the outside of Valja. Valja comes back at him and takes the lead back. Fredriksson sees an opportunity and goes for it. Into the hairpin now. Fredriksson up to second, but Cubio is maybe quite done with him. Around the outside comes Cubio on Fredriksson and keeps the McLaren 1 shot, and that makes Fredriksson a bit vulnerable for the Williams of Dimitri Radev going to Plumont. As now Lelong is trying to defend from Turvik, who's got past Lego Fancy Y. Action up out of 15 laps. The temperature is rising, we can see as now Turvik went into the inside. As now the leader Michal Veljak is getting away from his teammate, and Fredriksson is still defending from the Williams of Radev. This would mean at the moment that Radev will take the championship lead, but not quite, because Turvik is right behind him as well. As Radev is slipstreaming the Ferrari of Fredriksson, in qualifying we saw that the Williams and Ferrari were quite equal on the straights. To the bus stop chicane, can Fredriksson defend? And Radev tries to make a move on Cubio as well. Didn't get any of those done, as Radev goes really wide, and that makes Fredriksson that allows Fredriksson to get a move done on Cubio. Now we have a replay of Radev. He got it all wrong into the bus stop. Goes a bit wide now because, well, yeah, no room for him on the track, and that slows Cubio down and allows him to make a move. Yes, and that sends the Ferrari line
there as well on the exit. Gains a lot of time.
And some carnage into turn 1. Sage is now coming over the radar saying that it's not really good, the situation at the moment.
He's gonna... Ooh.
Cleanly around the outside went Fredriksson to keep the position, and that actually Veljak isn't getting away, and maybe can Fredriksson sniff up a move on Veljak. Oh, from the championship battle, but this is still a great battle for the lead. As we can see, Fredriksson picks up the slipstream. Can he make a move to Plumont? Can he tries it, Veljak goes a bit wide, Fredriksson sees an opportunity. Can he go maybe pop a move into the chicanes?
Through the chicane of Campus, he makes a
contact between the two leaders, and now Fredriksson on the outside. That's low Veljak so much down that the Williams of Radev is past as well. We have a replay camera now.
Yeah, he got tapped back crew, that's why we lost a bit of the traction and lost the position in the end. Really unfortunate.
That is really
around the outside again, perfect.
Yeah, racing incident, as Radev now gets the move done on the McLaren as well. As Turvik has lost places now a bit, and Lego has got the place and moved on the Renault of Alex Duguid. That's beautiful for the Toyota driver, as Turvik now maybe tries to get a move done on the Renault ahead of him as well. William is a bit quicker than Renault on straight line speed, but Renault is good on the corners, going to the bus stop. Can Turvik make a proper move into the chicane? He tries to make it 2-1. And maybe gets sent a bit wide. Lego defending, but Turvik did get the move done on Alex.
Do we see him
turn one, have yellow flags.
No, he keeps in the slipstream, gets a
And
tap.
that's contact from the behind. And we have a lot of temporary yellow flags that go away quickly, side by side. Can we see side by side move? Through a rouge.
No, he tucks into the slipstream going up Radion.
Yes. As now into the camel strike we go. Lego fans, and now this is where the slipstream comes through. It's Radov in the lead of the race, and Valjak has lost places. As now Turvik tried to maybe make a move into the chicane, but didn't make it work. There's the BA Honda going on the outside of Jabba as well. There's contact.
Both drivers and Curtis loses a lot of time by getting chopped off. You got cut across the comms. They come.
Yes, as in the chicane we go.
Right into the back of him.
He hit the rear and at the last of Ferrari of Rikes, who's on a comeback drive through, as Ben Misery has apparently retired from the race. We'll have a replay. What happened to him? He's got no front wing on this replay. Don't tell me he has a crash again.
We could have
he retired quite a long time ago, it seems. We're still trying to make... Oh! Well...
Issues in the bus stop, I think that is.
That's not going well for Ben Misery. Did he get hit? Oh!
Side by side in pit lane, that is not very good.
Misery will have a front wing, and that's the Minardi with a rear wing. Minardi gets the move done. Ben Misery tries to move into the pit lane, and gets shoved into the pit wall, and then eventually stuck and disqualified, I believe it was, from the race.
Very weird.
Way battle for the lead of the race. Rado, Frederickson, Valjak, and Cubio, Williams, Ferrari, and two McLarens.
That's one of the McLarens using
the Ferrari of Frederickson make a move. The McLaren just side by
teammate.
Yes, the two McLarens battling with that as well. Into the stabilizers we go now. Can Frederickson pop a move, or go maybe pick up the slipstream and into the bus stop? We've seen moves into that before in this race.
Yeah, we are very close to the back of Radov. He could make. He looks like he's going to get the dive bomb, but maybe even before like the bus stop. But
nah, it's going.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it into the bus stop. He is perfectly right behind him. Whoa,
McLaren
with
Cubio, and Cubio makes it. Oh, Cubio has lost his front wing, and I think Williams lost his front wing as well.
Has the Ferrari?
Turvik and Cubio have lost the front wings. That is crucial for the championship battle.
But has Frederickson got damage on this car? I'm not sure if he got damage at all. What a dive bomb, but got hit on the rear.
Frederickson, what a lucky escape from any damage from that. That is so lucky for Frederickson.
Frederickson should be very happy to come out that alive, but as
Cubio making a really ambitious dive bomb, gets a bit stuck. Frederickson has to take an evasive. First, has to cut the bus stop entry a bit just to avoid the carnage from the corner. Cubio loses its wing and takes Turvik's wing off as well. Yeah. As now Frederickson gets to the last source, and it's side by side between the Williams and Ferrari. As now and the Williams, Turvik and Cubio have to make a whole lap without a front wing. That's gonna ruin the race chances.
I think it wouldn't be wise going up side by side up Radion, because that could have been...
And you might ask, where's the second championship leader of Rikes? He's nowhere near the points. As now Alex is trying to overtake the two drivers with a front wing on the straight line. That's the best of him for him when he could make the move done. Cubio points back for the move when he shouldn't do it. I see from the background. I think someone was spun around, but I think it's nothing. As Alex Dugan is now up to 4th place, and through someone we go, and there's battling for the lead. It's now a freeway battle between a Williams, Ferrari, and McLaren. The three dominant forces to the game. And right outside.
On the Excel campus, I think that was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a tasty battle, and now we see Alex Dugan is joining this battle as well.
Yeah, Valjak was lucky to make out as well from damage
Valiak
from
now.
that bus stop incident last lap, but Valiak could get the double overtake, and even Radev might go for a pop as well.
Yes, one of them makes a move, I'm pretty sure.
Radev goes across the curbs there, and I think that's too good. Going side by side, but cuts the last corner. Be very aggressive.
Yes, on the lap 6 we go now.
Into last source, Radev is up the inside.
Radev hits Fredriksson wide, but Fredriksson comes with a bit of a slingshot, a bit better speed, going to Rouge and Radion.
Rouge going up Radion right now, but I think Radev, right, who's that? No, Valiak's going to get a move probably done into the Lecombs through the chicane.
As now Fredriksson pops out
pulling side by side. Oh, makes a big dive.
And too good, as now the second Ferrari is finally in the points, but only with few points. Now we have a on board for the Williams of Radev, who had to defend into the Lecom as Fredriksson with a holy dive bomb. Defended it, there's a bit contact, but racing incident in my view.
Get no damage from that as well. Very lucky.
As Lego is joined this battle as well. Can't believe I'm saying it, but a Toyota is in the battle for the lead. As Radev is getting away tiny bit from Fredriksson. Valiak maybe decides a move to Plumont on the Ferrari. It's back a little bit more though, but we know the McLaren is good through the corners, but not as good on the straights. It goes into the chicane. And round the outside, we know there's a bit more traction at Forfang there, and Alex Dugan is also passed.
Fredriksson losing 2 positions in campus in the entry and the exit of campus, but hopefully he can get the position back on 2 good into the bus stop.
And look at that, look who's 6th.
Reiko Rex is in 6th from who was it that got damage again at the beginning?
17th. As at the moment, the second championship leader who was on drawn points is finally on the points, and with his with Turvik out of the points, with having to fix the damage, it's looking good for a nice damage limitation. And there he is, he might join the battle for the lead. As Fredriksson struggles to get past Alex Dugan, and that maybe opens the door for Lego to get past.
Yeah, Lego's just been sitting back and watching this happen. He might have an opportunity to even get up into the podium shortly if they keep travelling away from first position.
Yes, as Radev has got away from this pack. A win for Radev in here is really going to help his chances to get maybe into the championship lead.
Keeping up. Lego's pulling out. Could be making it into Lecombs.
No.
Oh, that was a close one. Lego has to...
Long pulls out of the slipstream. Oh!
Too good. No, Lelong wasn't that? Sorry.
Yeah, Lelong. Bergeland on Seresnia.
Dive bomb in the comms, but not making it work.
Yeah, 16th and 17th. As Valiak is now right behind Radev. Maybe this has a move. Goes right through Fluman. Hits Radev wide. This is side by side through here. And Valiak is in the lead.
Valiak makes it nice and clean, but Radev is coming back up the inside of campus, but does not make it stick. But comes
round the outside. In Stavilo.
No, loses it in Stavilo. Whoa, what's happening? This is they're losing so much time again. They're going back to the third and fourth position.
Yes, and now Valiak gets the lead of the race, but for how long?
Fredriksson are able to make a dive bomb definitely to the bus stop. Hopefully we don't see another carnage scenario happen. Look at them go. The top 5 are so... Look at Rake. Rake's game.
And what
too good trying to go overtake there.
3 wide, maybe no. There are, and Rake is just gaining the time from that. In the background, there's also battling going on.
Oh, that's too good. Too good has spun.
Too good is out of the race. That's another position for the Ferrari.
What happened in the hairpin? Was he a bit pushed by Fredriksson, or was it Valiak that pushed him a bit? Which gave him a tap. Yeah, I think that was Fredriksson that gave him a...
He got hit and Radev, and he just did the same thing Kubasek did in lap 1.
Oh yeah, he could...
As Alex Dugan has confirmed already, he had a steering wheel failure as a cylinder without that you know,
Sam makes
the car when you turn the steering wheel.
Makes the long go wide and gets them
a failure.
But this is playing to Rex's hand because he's in P5, starting from the back of the grid by being disqualified.
And he's right behind the leading, and Rex is right behind the leading train as well. Oh,
we got
there's a real
contact
wing
with the top
gone.
threes. And that is Radev. Radev, what happened to Radev? One of the
We have a safety car, full course yellow. Full course yellow is confirmed. Is that Fredriksson hitting the back of Radev into the chicane?
The chicane of the comms.
Yes.
Was it Fredriksson?
Yes.
Late on the brakes and smashing Radev's rear wing in.
Yes, Radev broke a bit earlier. Fredriksson didn't expect that to happen. Jamie Fredriksson is under investigation for this incident. I don't think this is going to be too much of a thing because Radev broke a bit earlier and Fredriksson didn't see that happening.
Yeah, but this had a lot of road to the left hand, to the right hand side of him. You could apex.
As now we have Fredriksson first on the investigation. Leg offensive wide battling for the lead. Michal Valjak and Rijks, we have had those two battling before in the season. We have a full course yellow.
Can't really overtake.
Or can they? Oh, no, they can't. As Lego maybe in the distance.
Yeah, I just realised that. So I just seen flashing yellow. Just like...
Yeah, I believe it's full course yellow.
We'll just take that fuel and we'll probably stick that at the pit stop later.
Has played beautifully into Rijks' hands though.
Yeah, Rijks is like right behind Valjak and was at P3.
Yes, and Rijks is the one trying with points with third.
A long gaggle of cars here going down down to Pouon, not Pouon, Blanchimont. Oh!
What happened there then?
This is what happens when you have a slow car ahead of you. Radev has basically given everyone damage, like rear wing, front wing there of this train. A lot of people should be peeling to the pit lane now. Hope we don't see what happens
into the hands of Turvik and Cubio. As we see Ceresnia might pull into the pits, others haven't done so.
Well, whoa! We have a car round in the bus stop.
Oh
no, yeah, we have another Ben Misery incident. We got copycat of Ben Misery. What happened here? Two cars going to us in pit lane? Yeah, I think that is that
that's one.
Yep, Curtis and Woda. Well, this is a carnage Belgian race in Spa Francorchamp.
1998, only not that bad. Flashbacks.
Yeah. I mean, Ferrising's in the lead, but he could gain a penalty from...
And Radev hasn't been beaten yet.
Radev going very slow on the Kemmel straight.
I know what Radev might do. He might try to help out his teammate in here to help Turvik to catch up.
I'm gonna go down and speak with the FIA, so I'll be back shortly.
As Curtis is not happy about what happened in the pit entry, as now the full course yellow has totally taken effect now. But Radev is slowing them all down, and this, as Dimitri Radev is now under investigation for illegal blocking, and it should be a no-brainer because he's got no front wing, no rear wing. Screen flag next lap. As 18 seconds is from the top 4 to Radev. This is not promised. This is just no. As Rijks is right behind Valjak for the restart of the full course yellow. Oh, and Valjak holds him up a bit. As Curtis is still stuck playing the wall, I believe he's gonna get disqualified soon. This race is quite carnage, but now we're back to racing speed, and that's 21-second gap. Who's third, or fourth, I should say, but he's battling for third to fifth place man, who is rather for now. I think he's gonna go into the pits. They're still there, going full course yellow speed. Rather if he doesn't go into the pits. As Radev finally goes into the pits, and I will be surprised when he doesn't pick up a penalty for that. There's more drivers trying to limp back into the pits. There's some drivers out of the race. I'm so sorry for them. As now Fredriksson is first, Lego second. Rijks tries to make a move on Valjak, further fourth. Rijks, what he doesn't want to do is get damage himself, because Tuvik is now at I don't think he's quite back into the point, but he's quite close to them. And Rijks' only thing he doesn't want to do is get damage himself. He wants to pick up points. Sage is now happy to end the points after the carnage they've had. This is a nice battle for final place on the podium, Rijks and Valjak. And Rijks doesn't need a win in this race. He needs to pick up as many points as he can on Tuvik, because the draw on points and Radov is gone as well. Sage and Charmson, both Jordans are in the 7th and 8th, as QBO and Tuvik are catching up this two as well. Well, Louis, Sage, you're happy now, but you're not gonna happy for too long when you two battling give the points away to the two cars behind you. A lap 10 out of 15 of this a bit carnage of a Belgium Grand Prix. But it's been a fun race to watch so far, but now Louis Sage is gaining on the BR Honda of Formula Sam, pulls out of the slipstream, and look at that Jordan, I should say, going towards Blanchimont, as Johnson has to defend from the two cars behind. QB and Tuvik maybe try to get some points to rescue the Belgium Grand Prix, as there's contact. What? Absolutely what? As now Louis Sage has said that the car is feeling nice, absolutely nice. Scooby went wide into last source. Rijks is right behind Valjak, maybe tries to pop a move into the hairpin and gets it done, but can Valjak fight back? Fredriksson has pulsed away with it. In the background, Rijks and Valjak maybe trying to close into Lego. Rijks into Blomon. Dimitar Radov picks up a 10-second time penalty for legal blocking, and that's deserved in my opinion. Rijks and Valjak still battling for the final place on the podium. Maybe they can catch up Lego in the process as well, as Louis Sage is now busy holding Matthew Tuvik behind. Also catching up Johnny Lalonde, the only Renault still in the race. Lap 11 out of 15. Yeah. Into the chicanes they go. Louis Sage ahead, Johnny Lalonde behind Matthew Tuvik. The Williams tries once. As Radov is now saying to the team, thanks for not pulling me into the pits. Is that some mistake from the Williams end? Not quite sure. But well, that's the situation done. Louis Sage, maybe he can pop a move into the bus stop. Tuvik has some plans on both of them, maybe. Slides his way through the entry side by side. Louis Sage has to take a bit of evasive action. And might Matthew Tuvik make it a double overtake, come la sauce. And I think he's done it, actually. Lalonde has no chance in that. We have some yellow flags. Momentarily, we have some cars coming, exiting the pits. That was a lap car of Casper Poigeland. Look at the gap. Top 4 has to Matthew Tuvik. 23 seconds. Rijks still battling. And these two battling might turn it into Tuvik's hand, because Tuvik is now the next car behind 4th place. As Rijks now inside of Plumon tries to make a move on Valjak. These two still battling it out for the final place on the podium. And this actually helps Lego to get away from these two. So we might actually have a surprise second place in this race, as Fredriksson is pulling away from Lego. So it might still be a good day for Ferrari. Sage trying to maybe seek a move into inside of Lalonde, not into Plumont, but maybe into the chicanes. Tuvik has lap Poigeland. Calmly no drama there. As into the Stabilos we go now. Lalonde ahead of Sage. Can Sage maybe slipstream Lalonde into the bus stop, but QBO in the McLaren is right behind this two as well, and can it be maybe a copycat move? Or can maybe the McLaren Sage is unhappy about how slow the run actually is. That he can't find a way past. But now maybe it's your chance as Lalonde got it all wrong into the past stop chicane. That gives Louis Sage a chance and also QB a chance as we have a replay camera now. On board the Jordan of Louis Sage into the chicane. Lalonde got it all wrong before that even, on his own. No contact. Just a bit of slidey boy for the Lalonde, and now Lalonde has lost a place and maybe loses another place come on straight. But no, Lalonde actually sent a move to the inside of Sage into La Source, and now they're going pretty much side by side. Or Lalonde backs out into Rouge and Radion. So now it's slipstreaming for Lalonde. Cubio has backed out of that battle. Lalonde might send a move into the chicane. But now in the background we have in the second Jordan having some defending as well. Johnson trying to defend from Formula Sam and also manages to do that. Valyak and Reich still side by side coming to the chicanes of the Plumont. Campus I think it is. As Louis Sage is unhappy with the long driving, but I think he's got past him finally for good. As now QBO got past Lalonde as well, and that's Lalonde still in the points, just. Valyak got the move done on Reichs and seems it's for good. On to lap 14 we go now with the leader. Out of 15, 2 laps to go. Is that a solo without a front and a rear wing? What happened there then? On board the Sauber, who's maybe trying to seek a place to retire. Yep, that's Sauber gone. Or what? Or I don't know what's gone through Seresnia's head, but that clearly didn't work. Sage and QB are side by side into La Source. Sage sent QB a bit wide, but QB might get a slingshot coming towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Lap 14 out of 15. Any point counts now for the McLaren of QB and Williams of Turvik. Sage now actually pulls away from the McLaren tiny bit. They seem to be quite equal, but slipstreaming back QBO on the Jordan of Louis Sage. Coming to the chicane, and he doesn't send a move. That's surprising actually. Yeah, he was quite close. Rives Valyak up beside yet again. Into the chicanes of I think Campus, Rives from the outside, cleanly around the outside, gets into the stabilos. He wants to keep it now. As now Radev is on the radio saying that it was Fredriksson taking him out. Well, yeah, unsure what happened there, but now the leaders are heading to the final lap of the race. Fredriksson leads, leg offensive wise, still second, right to Valyak. This battle for the final legend. It's Seresny actually pulling him down a bit, and Seresny is a lap car, remember. So, yeah. Why does Seresny want to unlap the race leader? I mean, why does Seresny want to unlap himself from the race leader? I do not know. Valyak has dropped up back a bit. Borgeland is abusing Turvik as well, so I'm unsure what's going on there. Sage on the attack from QBO into La Source. As now it's this other way around what happened the last lap. QBO getting a move done on Sage. Into 7 drops to Jordan, but it's still a decent result at the moment. And Long occupies the final point Spain position. But maybe can the Jordan come back at the McLaren, or is McLaren too far behind? Borgeland getting abused. I mean, Borgeland abusing Turvik into the chicane. Reich is quite far behind, ahead of Valyak. Seresny is now getting lapped by Lego fans. I mean, Lego fancy wise lapping Seresny. What's going on with my English today? I do not know. And now Seresnia is getting close. I mean, Reich is getting closer to Seresnia. That's not ideal. But again, as well, just complaining over the radio as well or something. Rijks trying to lap Ceresnia. This is Rijks and Ceresnia have met before in Brazil when Rijks was leading as Ceresnia took him out. So yeah, these two are not good friends. Into the chicane go Rijks and Ceresnia. Ceresnia lets him through cleanly. Jamie Fredriksson wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Lego Fancy, why? Takes second place for Toyota, and Rijks takes the final podium place. Michal Valja has to deal with 4th place, and Matthew Turvik, nice solid comeback drive after what happened to him in 5th place. Louis Sage and QBR battling for 6th place. Can Sage get it back, or is QBR taking 6th place away from the Jordan? I think QBR has stolen the 6th place from the Jonas Sage. And Johnny Long takes the final points between with Connor Thompson just behind. Formula Sam is having Jack Kubicek behind him, but I think it's a nice gap to say that Formula Sam takes 10th. And Jack Kubicek takes 11th. Dimitar Radev is 12th, but has that 10-second time penalty. I think he's gonna drop some places from 12th. So, yeah, comes across the line. He's gonna lose at least few places. Quinton Wells takes 13th place, with Jack back 14th and Ceresnia quite a long way back 15th. Ceresnia, yeah, that's it for this race. Jamie Fredriksson is a race winner, 2nd race win in a row for Ferrari. Then Lego Fancy taking second place for Toyota, good result for them, and Rijks a solid comeback drive for Ferrari 3rd. Your retirees are Chen Woda with an accident, Aaron Curtis just a DNF, Alex Duguid accident as well into turn 1, and Ben Misery well.
I just went down to speak with some of the finishers already, with Ben Misery retiring from like lap 1 and lap 2. He said to me that it was not his fault, he was forced. He said it was just forced a bit to the more of the left-hand side because he took the advantage. I can't remember who he was fighting with, but he got, because he, I think, tapped the outside wall, so he just went for it, but then, obviously, just messed up. And who was it I can't remember his name, but Radev I just spoke to when he just got out the car. He was very furious, obviously, with that result and that contact. Was it QBOI? QBOI, whatever you want to call him. He was very furious with him, but hopefully next race he could probably get a better result.
Anyway, double podium for Ferrari. Rijks, I think, takes the championship lead fully now to finish as P3. That's been it for the race. Solid combat drives for some drivers. Really amazing race to watch. The Belgian Grand Prix always delivers. That's it from me.
Yeah.
And that's
it from me. And we'll see you in Silverstone in Britain, heading over the English Channel up above London to Silverstone. Well, it's not even in London.
And we'll see you